Hello there, friends, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Mix. Today we are checking out the latest track, Through Dimensions. So let's hop on to it then. Okay, so let's start with the drums. Now, the song has this one loop, which is this. Really groovy, dancey. And yeah, that's going almost throughout the whole song, except in here it changes just a tiny bit before the chorus. But let's not jump way too ahead. Then after a few, bars, just the drums, we enter the bass realm. And it's starting with these like eighth polynox here. And here I was playing with this operator level 2. When you enable that to 100 on every other fourth beat, it does that, those pew 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 sounds. And that one I automated. And underneath that is... I don't even know what's going on. Which one is this? It's arpeggiating African polyrhythm, which does this kind of sound. Gives a little bit groove. And then after a few rounds comes along this really heavy sounding bass, which I, on this African and the heavy sounding bass, I had to add a limiter here because this bass especially was on the low end side, really overwhelming the entire song. It was almost taking it over. So I added a limiter so it's not jumping all around the place too much. And I also added OTT. Like, this is without it. Brings out a little bit something in it. I don't know what this even does, to be honest. But yeah, that's the bass section. There's a little bit of automation going on the polynox and this heavy bass, which is the Apache dance. I automated some brightness there. And some timbre. And after that... Oh yeah. Damn. I didn't even notice. There's this sequencer going here. But yeah, there's a little sequencer part going there right before the chorus. Like, without it, it sounds kind of empty, but it adds a little bit to the song. And here the chorus synths. I found this patch here, and it's basically just doing that. It's kind of adding this, what's the technique called? Sidechaining kind of effect without having to do sidechaining. This pulsing rhythm it adds. And here also I added the OTT. Like without it, it sounds like that. But the OTT kind of gave it a little bit of more that low end pulsing effect. Or it brings out that pulsing effect just a tiny bit more. And then under that is layered this really ethereal sounding synth. Which is space drones. And all in all it sounds like this. Also the polynox are in the chorus layered under here. If you take it out, it kind of loses something, you know. But yeah, after the chorus ends, the sequencer comes back in. And it looks like I have automated brightness again. And then there is this sound effect layered under it, which is alien chat. And this almost sounds like a whistle when it's layered with everything else. And then the second verse comes the synth along, really quaky sound. It's the form and lead, and also again I am playing with the brightness setting. And then here we are starting to add some build up with the drums, changing the pattern once again before chorus. And here just a tiny part with the heavy bass here to add some build up before the chorus hits. Like without it, it would be very boring sounding, the switch here. And then here on the second chorus I added this another heavier bass, deeper underground, which is a really grimy sub to, you know, add some heaviness. And then here I am once again doing the classic trick of adding a harmony part with the synth. But yeah, that's the song, kind of like structure-wise and what's going on. And Mixing wise, not much going on. Like Too Shabby here, I had to do some tiny bit of low cut on this heavy bass. Because, as I said earlier, it's really overwhelming without it. Then on the drums, I added a separate reverb, a little bit of room reverb. Like without them, they sound kind of not so alive, but when you give a little bit of reverb, it gives them, you know, life. When you add some room reverb. I don't always do that, but sometimes. Drums for this song, I used the Monster Drums, this Futura kit, which has really this kind of like techno sound to it. And yeah, that is what is going on behind the mix of Through Dimensions. Hope you like this video, and the song is out on all platforms. You can go listen to it if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.